When we are talking about the rise of nationalism in Europe, it cannot be completed unless we talk about the German unification and the Italian unification. So let's talk about the German unification. You see, by all the efforts that the people had made, by 1848, they had not been able to place constitutional monarchy in their country. They still had the old regime, the old kind of government in their country. What had happened? It was realized that now Prussia has to become the leader of the movement and has to bring about the German unification. And the efforts were all made by Otto von Bismarck, who was the Prussian chief minister. He had realized that unless he does not fight, and he will not be able to bring about the unification. So he fought 3 wars in 7 years. That is, the Prussian army fought 3 wars in 7 years against Austria, Denmark and France, and liberated all the places which were under them, all the areas which were under them, which they had conquered, and liberated them, and thus came about the unification of Germany. So all the credit goes to Bismarck for German unification. Simultaneously, we have to talk about the unification of Italy. Now, history of Italy has been the history of political fragmentation. That is, it has always been a land of small political fragmentations. Here, Italy was actually divided into 7 states, and only Piedmont and Sardinia, that is the 2 of them, were under an Italian king, and rest of them were either under a Bourbon dynasty or were under Austria. Therefore, the need was to free them and bring them under Italy. Therefore, the biggest effort that was made was by the 3 great people of Italy, Mazzini, Victor Emmanuel II and Garibaldi. All 3 of them had different contributions towards the unification of Italy. Mazzini, as I have always been stressing in the chapter, and you all know by now, that he had made 3 secret societies, and he started preparing a revolutionary army against the aristocracy. Therefore, he was responsible for the secret societies, whereas Victor Emmanuel II, he had an alliance with France. He played a great diplomatic tact, and he entered into a secret alliance with France and defeated Austria in the year 1859. Thus, it also gave a great boost to the unification of Italy. Here we must remember that Victor Emmanuel II was already made the king of United Italy in 1861, even before the actual completion of Italian unification. The third and very important member was Garibaldi. Now, Garibaldi was a very young and active member of Young Italy, an association, a revolutionary wing which had been formed by Mazzini. And because of the threat that he was getting from the government, he had to flee the country. But again, he made a comeback and he started with a volunteer army. That is, those who themselves wanted to join the army, which was called as the Red Shirts. And thus, he freed the government, or he freed the territories from the Bourbon dynasty with the help of the Red Shirts. I talk about the rest of the chapter in the next clipping.